All right, let's get right into it. Building your credit score from the ground up can seem, a little intimidating. But what if I told you it's not a chore, it's actually a massive opportunity? Today, we are opening up the playbook and breaking down exactly how you can build a strong credit score step by step. I mean, just think about that for a second. There's one single number that can unlock things like lower interest rates when you go to buy a car or a home, get you better insurance rates, and even help you score that apartment you really want. That number, it's your credit score. And in the next few minutes, we're going to show you exactly how to grab the steering wheel and take control of it. Every big journey has a starting line, right? Well, building credit is no different. Before you can even think about improving your score, you've got to know where you're standing right now. This first step is super simple, but it is absolutely critical. So your very first move is to pull your credit reports from the three big bureaus. That's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And yes, you can do this for free once a year from each of them. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to basically play detective. You're going to look for any errors, maybe an account that isn't even yours, or a late payment that you know you paid on time. These little mistakes can be a dead weight, just dragging your score down for no reason. So finding and disputing them can sometimes give you a nice immediate boost. Okay, so you know your starting point. Awesome. Now it's time to learn the rules of the game. See, your credit score isn't some big mystery number that's just pulled out of thin air. Nope, it's calculated using a very specific set of factors. And once you understand these rules, you'll know exactly how to play to win. Now, take a look at this. This is how it all breaks down. As you can see, payment history is the undisputed heavyweight champion here. Making your payments on time every single time is completely non-negotiable. Seriously, even one slip-up can really hurt. But look at that second biggest slice right there, credit utilization. This one is hugely important, and here's the best part. It's the one factor you can change the fastest. So let's zoom in on that one. Honestly, mastering your credit utilization is probably the single most powerful lever you can pull for a quick and noticeable impact on your score. You can think of it as your secret weapon. So what is it exactly? Well, it's just the percentage of your available credit that you're using at any given time. This really applies to things like credit cards. And here's why it matters so much. To a lender, a high utilization rate can be a bit of a red flag. It kind of suggests you might be relying too much on credit, which to them looks like a higher risk. And the math? It's actually super simple. You just take your current balance on a card and divide it by your total credit limit. So, for example, if you've got a balance of $1,000 on a card with a $5,000 limit, your utilization is just 20%. See? Easy, right? Now, here is the number to remember. Most experts recommend keeping your credit utilization below 30%. But honestly, the lower, the better. Someone with a 10% rate is almost always going to look like a lower risk than someone who's right up against the line at 29%. Okay, so you know the goal is to get that number down. But how? How do you actually do it? Let's get tactical. We're about to walk through 6 solid strategies you can start using right away. Let's break these down. Number 1 is a fantastic little hack. Pay your balance before your statement closes, because that's usually when your card issuer reports your balance to the credit bureaus. Number 2 is pretty obvious but effective. Just spend less. Okay, now for 3 and 4, we're changing the math. A personal loan can consolidate that debt, while asking for a credit limit increase instantly lowers your ratio by raising your total available credit. Number 5 does the same thing, just by adding a whole new card and its credit limit to your total. And finally, number 6 is so important. Do not close your old, unused cards. When you close them, you shrink your total credit limit and you shorten your credit history, which can actually deliver a double whammy to your score. Those strategies are great if you already have some credit to work with. But what if you're starting from absolute zero? You have no credit history at all. How do you even get in the game? Let's look at 2 powerful ways to do just that. You've basically got 2 main paths here. On one hand, you can get your own first card. This might be something like a secured card where you put down a deposit, or maybe a student card. This puts you firmly in the driver's seat. On the other hand, there's another great strategy, becoming an authorized user. This is where a family member with great credit adds you to one of their cards. You can kind of piggyback on their long history of on-time payments. The upside is it's an easy way in, but the risk is that if they have bad habits, well, their slip-ups can drag you down too. Look, all these tactics we've talked about are incredibly useful, but the real secret to an amazing credit score, well, it isn't really a secret at all. It all comes down to consistency. A great credit score is simply the result of good habits repeated over and over again. So if you forget everything else, just remember these 3 golden rules. 1, always make your payments on time. It is the biggest piece of the puzzle. 2, keep that utilization rate low, way under 30% if you can. And 3, keep your older accounts open to protect the length of your credit history. These are the pillars of a healthy score, right here. And this really sums it all up perfectly. Building good credit is a marathon, not a sprint. The hacks and strategies can help you get started and give you a boost for sure, but the real, long-lasting win comes from just building and keeping good financial habits, day in and day out. At the end of the day, your credit score isn't some final grade on how you're doing with money. It's a tool. It's a powerful tool, a key that can open all sorts of doors for you. So now that you have the playbook, the only question left is, how are you going to use it to build the future you want?